It's 1 minute till showtime.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. And now, on with the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Jim. This is More Sunshine, Please, the Tuesday evening live stream. I hope you're well. I'm all right. Coming up on the show, I've got some coffee to drink. We have a game to play. I have a top 15 list. But before we do any of that, I like to celebrate the first 3 people that make their way into this chat. So let's check that out right now. Your chat may differ from mine, but let's check it out. Come on, get there. All right. I know this changed, but today's gold medalist, it's Joey's World. Spoiler alert, I don't have any bubble wrap here. I know it was in my thumbnail. Paul Eichenlaub is our silver medalist. Congratulations. Samantha Lowe, originally our gold medalist. Donna Jaworski contacted me yesterday, maybe 30 seconds after I scheduled this live stream, and showed me that they were in the chat already. And who knew if it would if they'd stay there first or not? Turns out not. They were removed. Our earliest chat, it was this one. That was from 6:21 a.m. So sometime between, when did I post it? 6:30-ish p.m. yesterday? I don't remember. And 6:21 a.m., those early chat entries were removed, and these were the first ones now. So you never know. I never know. Anyway, let's see who else is here. Mr. Fulton Raz, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Eric Newman, hello. Happy Tuesday to you. Sherry is here. Hang on. Hi. Well, at least she was here at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I appreciate that. Dennis Elghazi, I assume watching on replay. Thank you, as always. Francisco, that's fun to say. Happy Taco Tuesday, indeed. I didn't have a taco. What did I have? Oh, I had chili. How about that? There is Arnie and Doug. And that was more recent. We are now at 6:22 p.m. for that one. Keith, BDF. Thanks for being here. Mar in Memphis, always a pleasure. It is the last Tuesday in January. 2024 is flying by, I gotta tell you. Honestly, it seems like we were just celebrating Christmas. I guess we were a month ago, I guess. I still had my Christmas stuff up into January. Anyway, let's move on. Whatever, you get it. There's Donna. Thanks, Donna. And Michelle the Quilter is here. Hello. I hope you're well. Noah, welcome in. Ready for some gameplay a bit later. There's Sherry. She's back. Thanks, Sherry. There's the Nerd Herders. Welcome in. Something about my audio. My mother mentioned to me that my sound effects, or maybe it's like the intro music for my segments, is really loud and my voice not loud enough. So when that music comes in, it's really jarring. The thing about, what is this called? StreamYard. There's not a great meter to measure that. I've got a little audio board over here, but I've got things plugged into other things, and it's difficult to try to get that balance. So I'm doing my best. I boosted my mic today. We'll see. We'll see how that. Am I the only one tempted to pop all that bubble wrap in Jim's thumbnail? No, I think we're all tempted. It is, what was it? What did I say in the thumbnail? International Bubble Wrap Appreciation, not international. It's just Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. I don't really have any bubble wrap. I wasn't really going to talk about it or anything, but I thought it would make for an amusing thumbnail. So, and it is the day, so I guess mentioning it is something, right? Yes. But thumbnail's cool. Therapeutic, fun. I guess that's all I have to say about that. Movie Mania Nick, hello. Hope you're all right. From North to Neverland, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Meredith Varley, hello to you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Dreamer Deborah is here. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. What else we got? There's Ben. One more chime. When they spread it out, when that crew, the PTV crew spreads it out, they get 3 chimes. I suppose Doug can come in on a brand new channel that he creates. I don't know. That would make 4. I don't know how I feel about. I love the chime. What am I talking about? Ryan, hello. I hope you're all right. Thanks for being here. Who else? Is that everybody? Did I catch up? Perhaps. Catch up. You know what yeah. Nick in Virginia. Good to see you here. We're gonna play some games. I'm gonna drink some coffee. We're just hanging out. Kelly. Hi. Good to see you in here. I hope you're doing well. All right, everybody. Let me know if now if my voice is too high. Probably not. It's probably not. I will say this, although he's not in here right now, perhaps he will be, but today is Rob Fuzz's birthday. And he had a celebratory live stream on his channel on Friday. He invited me. I joined him. We were just hanging out. It was fun. And I watched a bit of the replay of it maybe 45 minutes ago. And I noticed my microphone was much lower than the other people in the live stream. And I get it. It's hard to modulate that. It's not like Rob can control my audio with this streaming that's going on. And I sounded good to myself, so it's I'm working on it. Or we're working. What's this? It's loud enough. Burr sounds like you are getting a cold. Maybe a tiny bit. Maybe though allergies. I didn't feel like I was getting a cold, or but I hear it in my own voice. You're right. Or perhaps it's my audio board is starting to conk out, and it makes me sound like this. I doubt that. That's not a thing, is it? No. But thank you. So I'm loud enough. But I guess let me know if I'm loud enough in comparison to one of the intros to my segments. As a matter of fact, let's play one of those now. Let's have some coffee.
Great coffee is easy, Mrs. Olson.
Coffee's for closers only.
I set high standards for myself. I set high standards for my coffee.
Picks you up, calms you down. It's the lifeblood that drives the dreams of champions.
Birdwell, welcome in. Today's coffee is Segafredo Brillante. I don't know how to say it. It looks like brilliant with an E at the end. Bright and smooth, light roast. Got a bag of it right here. So not a K cup, not a coffee pod today. Although, yeah, actually it is because I poured it in one of those reusable coffee pods with the flip lid that you put in your Keurig machine or whatever. Anyway, you don't care. Here it is, today's coffee in the Orlando Guy mug. It tastes 38% better in this mug, and you get yours at theorlandoguy.com. Yeah. And it's nice and chilly. It's great coffee weather right now. It currently, in the greater Tampa area, it is 55 degrees. So that's something. So this is going to be wonderful right now. Brillante. I thought I should have a little fun coffee fact now. So let's do that. I'm going to show you this picture of where coffee beans come from. I'm actually clueless, or was until about 10 minutes ago. Let me show you this. The coffee plant is a shrub that grows in tropical climates in parts of Africa, Asia, South America, North America. It produces an edible berry-like fruit that's known as a coffee cherry. And in that coffee cherry, it typically contains 2 coffee beans. These beans are then processed and roasted to create the coffee we're most familiar with. I did just read that, so it's not like I knew that or remembered it even. I had to read it. So that's very interesting. I'm clueless as to the production of coffee. I do have another picture, though. This is the coffee cherry on the left, of course. It's labeled. Why am I pointing it out? You crack it open, and inside is a bean. It looks very pale. Certainly, when we see it in the store, it's roasted, and it's a much darker, what I would say, coffee color. But it doesn't start out that way. It starts out like that. Now, is the coffee cherry? I would imagine it's not delicious, or else we'd be having coffee cherries in our produce section at the grocery store, but we don't. Not that I know of. We have coffee beans. I guess that's the big seller there, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about coffee other than what I read 10, 15 minutes ago. Mar says ordered blue and purple mugs from the Orlando guy. He's got blue and purple mugs? Got the classic. I don't know. There's blue on it. Speaking of blue, Honolulu blue. Yes, let's get the unpleasantness out of the way. The Detroit Lions played this past weekend, and I do have some thoughts. Should I play the music? No, I'm not going to play the music. Is that music way loud? I don't think that is. I think it's what comes from StreamYard. Anyway, the Lions, at halftime, they had a 17-point lead against the San Francisco 49ers. And then they just couldn't catch the ball. There were some crucial dropped passes. There was a very damaging fumble. They lost the ball deep in 49er territory. Maybe some questionable calls about going for it on fourth down as opposed to kicking a field goal. I actually don't have a problem with that. But here's the thing. Lions lost 34-31. I'll just say this. The year was a blast. I never had more fun in my life watching the Detroit Lions. And I can't wait to watch them next season. The NFL draft will be in Detroit in April. That'll be a lot of fun. That's usually the Detroit Lions Super Bowl, the draft. That's kind of been the joke. Not anymore, because they're better than they ever have been. I'll say this. I didn't think they were going to win. Going into the game, I didn't think the Lions were going to win. And then the Lions scored the first touchdown of the game. And then they ended up jumping out to a 17-point lead. And then at halftime, I allowed myself to dream. I allowed myself to accept the thoughts that, oh my goodness, the Lions might be going to the Super Bowl. And I'm mad at myself for allowing myself to have those thoughts. And then it slowly crumbled away when the second half started. 49ers kicked a field goal, and I was actually happy about that. Oh, we held them to a field goal on their first possession of the half. That was a win in my book. And then we fumbled, and they scored a touchdown off of that. 10 quick points. Leads down to 7. We couldn't score again for whatever reason. They tied it up. They took the lead, and it was not a great half. But happy for Keith. His Chiefs are in the Super Bowl again. We're not sick of them yet. I kid, not really. Anyway, like I said, the Lions provided me a lot of joy this year, and I still have their flag flying. I got a flag this year, so on game days I'd put it up so my whole neighborhood knows how obnoxious and insufferable I am. But it's still up, so I'm not a bandwagoner. It's I'm wearing my brand new hoodie. And it's a lot of fun. My channel is not a football channel, by the way. It's just, and who knew I would be talking about football this late into the season? Because frankly, I followed 3 teams. Viewers of the show know this. I followed the Florida State Seminoles, the Michigan Wolverines, and the Detroit Lions in pro football. And they all had fantastic seasons, and it was a joy to watch all of them. And here's the thing about me, and I've always been like this. If my teams aren't playing in a particular sport, I don't really care about that sport. For example, the Super Bowl that's coming up, I don't really have an interest in watching it. The commercials, I guess, are noteworthy, but they post those on YouTube before the game anymore. It's still an event. I get it. It's still fun, even though I don't really care about the game. Like in baseball, if the Detroit Tigers are not playing, I don't care to watch baseball. Not that I don't like baseball. I do like baseball. It's just no other team interests me. Same with football, hockey, same way. It's like that with every sport. If my hometown team isn't playing, I don't care. That's not sour grapes. That's just the way I've always felt. So whatever. Did I see Noah put something in there about it's going to be the Swifty Bowl if the Chiefs want? Well, it's going to be that anyway. By the way, I have no problem with the networks showing Taylor Swift in the box during games. Some people are so triggered by that. I think people hate her for whatever reason. Who cares? It's noteworthy. She's a big deal. the Chiefs are a big deal, so it stands to reason. I am originally from Detroit, yes. So the first 28 years of my life, then we moved to, my wife and I moved to Florida, and we've been here since the year 2000. I don't know what this is. Mark Langenkamp, welcome in. Oatmeal. It's good. It's good for you. Here's a fun fact about Wilford Brimley. Did I mention this on the show? Look at this face here. I'm 52 years old. When Wilford Brimley was in the movie Cocoon, he was 51 years old. He played a senior citizen that lived in a home. He was 51 years old. He was younger than I am right now. But he just had that look, I guess. Oh, he's the coach of the Chiefs. Yes, indeed. Remember a couple weeks ago when they were in Kansas City on that super cold day, and his breath caused his mustache to icicle up? Yeah. Yeah, he was gray. Yes. Yeah, I mean, who knew he was that young? But it's that blew my mind. I heard that, and then I had to look it up to make sure it was true, and it was. Unbelievable. All right. So Lions, better luck next year. Thanks for the joy during the football season, but I will, they'll learn from this experience. The Cocoon sequel. No? Prequel? No? I don't know. Brimley's DNA made him typecast. Some people, speaking of baseball, longtime baseball manager Sparky Anderson, who coached the Big Red Machine in Cincinnati. Then he came to Detroit, where he coached, I think, until he was the manager until, I think, 1995, maybe. And he always had white hair. He had white hair, I think, when he was in his 40s, and he had it till, of course, until the day he passed away. But he always looked older than he was until he got to be older. You know what I mean? So I think of Sparky Anderson, Wilford Brimley. I'm sure there are others that look older. Then you have the people that look younger than they actually are, like famously Dick Clark, people like that. Paul Rudd looks great for his age. People like that. There's a variety. Yeah. Let's see. You know what? Did I see that movie trailer? I did. I saw the commercial. I saw a television commercial for that. And I think our daughter will be excited to see that movie. I would imagine. She's a big Minions fan. So, all right, what's going on? Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. Speaking of being from Detroit, there was a very sad story that came out of Detroit a couple years ago. It was a school shooting. It happened in Oxford, Michigan. And one of their students, his name was Ethan Crumley, he shot up the school, killed 4 students. And he went on trial earlier, a few months ago. He was found guilty. He will spend the rest of his life in prison. There is another trial going on right now. And it is Ethan Crumley's, the shooter's mother. And it is the first time a parent is being held responsible for the mass shooting of a child, of her child. Now, the father will also be on trial eventually, but they'll have, the mom and dad will have separate trials. Anyway, last week the trial started, and I've got a shot from. They have one camera in the very small courtroom in Pontiac, Michigan. And I'm not watching the live stream of the trial as it happens because it goes on during the day and I'm at work. Mom and Dad, hello. Oh, hang on. What's Mar in Memphis? Wink Martindale came to Memphis for Elvis's birthday. He's 90, but he has help looking younger. Oh, I gotcha. Clairol and Botox. Well, he's a game show host, and he has years of makeup experience and help looking great on camera. Hosted a number of game shows, and I can't think of a single one right now. Can't do it. The Joker's Wild? No, that wasn't him, was it? It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, the trial. The mother of the shooter, her name is Jennifer Crumley, and I've got a shot from the trial here. That's the defendant, Jennifer Crumley, in the gray sweater, sitting down. She has glasses on, and her lawyer, the defense attorney, in purple there. Don't know what her name is, but the first couple days of the trial, as I watch recaps of what happened, because I'm interested, because I'm originally from Michigan, of course, and this is kind of big news because the parents, for the first time, are being charged with negligent manslaughter, I think is the charge. So, this defense attorney has raised some eyebrows because she, during some testimony or the sharing of evidence where they watch a video, I think surveillance video of what happened that fateful day, the defendant is crying, and her lawyer that you just saw, it was tearing up, and they're like they're consoling each other or something, and it's just weird courtroom behavior. And then the defense attorney, both sides, they share their evidence and what they have before the trial begins, so they know what's being presented and what's allowed and whatever. And she was claiming not to have knowledge of stuff that she was given, and the judge would say things like, "Well, you have that. The prosecution gave you that months ago." And she goes, "Well, it was 2,000 pages." Like, that's an excuse not to know the evidence or what you have. Like, yeah, perhaps she's one person, but she's had months, and like she's saying ridiculous things like this, as if she's a novice, and I don't think she is. But tic-tac-toe, all right, that makes sense. You know what? Yes, High Rollers and Gambit. I don't remember Gambit. Anyway, back to the trial. There was another thing where she was complaining to the judge. She said, "Objection," and she said, "The prosecution is asking a question as if to steer the witness in a particular direction." And the judge said, "That's called leading. Your objection is to the lawyer leading the witness. That's your objection." Now, I'm no lawyer. I didn't go to law school. But I've seen movies and TV shows with courtroom scenes, and I know that objection, counsel's leading the witness, that's a thing. I've heard of that a bunch of times. And this lawyer didn't know the term for that, didn't know what that was called. So now she's all about it. And I think my wife told me earlier today, like, she's saying, "Objection, leading." And then now the judge said, "Well, I don't know if that's leading." Like, she doesn't even know what she's objecting to. Mark, did you ever see the Kentucky Fried Movie? It's the first movie by the creators of the movie Airplane, classic comedy movie. The Kentucky Fried Movie was a series of vignettes, like sketches, comedy sketches. And there was a courtroom sketch in there. And in there, the lawyer, one of the lawyers is questioning a witness and then says, witness, I wonder if you could follow me to the back of the courtroom. So so the witness gets up and starts following him to the back of the courtroom. And the defense attorney says, objection, counsel's leading the witness. That's a joke. That's an airplane joke, but it was in the Kentucky Fried Movie. So when I hear that term, leading the witness, I always think of the Kentucky Fried Movie. There's some good laughs in that movie, but whatever. It's old. It's from the mid 70s, I think, maybe 76, 77, maybe. Very low budget, but they spoof a Bruce Lee movie in there, and they spoof some TV shows like The Courtroom. That was a TV show spoof, I think, and it's rated R. It is rated R, so be warned. Nick saw it. Of course you saw it. Yes. Long time ago, no doubt. Because that's when everybody saw it. All right. 7:30. All right. Let's play our game. I always like playing the game. All right, now was that really loud? Was that music much louder than my voice? Was that jarring? Please let me know if that was the case. Where are my comments? That was loud. Okay, good to know. I don't know if I can turn that down, and I don't know if I can boost my mic up anymore. It seems like if I get louder, you know what? I can make a new video where the music's quieter. I think I'll have to do that because there's nowhere in StreamYard to do that. Let's play the game. Anyway, if you're new to Chronophoto, they're going to show us 5 pictures. We need to guess in which year each picture was taken. Down at the bottom of the screen here, there's a slider, and this is where we place our guess. The earliest we can guess is the year 1900, and the latest we can guess is last year, 2023. The closer we get to the correct answer, the more points we get. So if we do guess the year, we get 1,000 points. So out of a possible 5,000 points, our record is 4,406. That was a great game. I think Noah was an all-star that game. Keith says, I got my speaker volume set to 50% via Stream Deck. But then does my voice also go down 50%? I'll just make a new video. That's what I'll do. Okay. Or maybe stop playing the video. I like the video. Anyway, all right. Here's our first picture. Let me zoom in on it. Okay. It appears to be a homecoming court or a prom court from the 60s initially. That's what it looks like. Let's zoom in if we can. We can. Now, it could be the 60s, could be the 70s. Maybe it is the 70s. Is this anywhere of note? Where is this clock? This isn't a Disney clock, is it? I don't think it is. But let's take a look at their clothes. The blue dress on the right, that reminds me of a dress I think I saw Mama Cass wear on the Ed Sullivan Show. A replay of the Ed Sullivan Show. That's why I thought 60s at first. There's an afro. That's of a time. Let's see. These dresses all look like dresses I have seen once upon a time on old fabric or old patterns like you'd get from Joann Fabrics. The ones that have been in the family a long time. You know what I mean? Old-fashioned. Old-fashioned old fashions. All right, I've abandoned the chat. I forgot there was a chat. Okay. Our first guess here, I can't really, those shoes, does that tell us anything? Can't really see. I mean, it's all formal wear. But the clock, is there anything notable on there? The left side of this is divided into quadrants. Looks like there's paintings on each one, a separate one, maybe for the seasons. And then it appears to be maybe 13 minutes after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, wherever they are, but no year. Let me zoom out. Let's take a look at what we have to say. I think today's first guess is from Jonathan Chong, and the guess is 1976. Welcome in, Marlene. Marlene says 1971. Noah says 71. Sherry says 70. Donna says 74. Is it a Renaissance fair, asks Charlie. Great question. Could be. Yes? Why would they have a giant clock, though? I don't know. But it kind of has that vibe, doesn't it? I don't know. Michelle says 1969. Nick is telling me John Landis directed the Kentucky Fried Movie. Is that true? I don't think I knew that. How about that? Dreamer Deborah says 1970. Charlie says 68. Ryan says 68. My chat just jumped. Nick says 67. Somebody at It's Joey's World says 73. Is that Lisa? Mar says 1970. Mark says 70. Nick in Virginia says 1969. We have 68. We have a 1970. Very Brady Bunch-esque, says Donna. That is true. Good call. Rachel Fithian, welcome in. And thank you for your guess of 1973. Sherry says, watch it, Jim. I had some dresses like that. I'm sorry. Mark says 70 at 2:13 p.m. Of course, yes. Let's see here. Anybody else? Mom says 1969. Simba 2, welcome in. Says 1970. A lot of 1970 guesses. I think more than any other. I think maybe I'll go with that. So we're going to drag the slider over to there. All right, guess. Noah told me we can type it in, but oh well. Next time. And let's see if 1970 is correct. 67? Did anybody say that? That's a bit earlier than I think anybody said. We had 68, of course. Oh, Nick did say 67. Well done, Nick. Great guess. Well, that was fantastic. We earned 777 points here for that picture, guessing that picture. We were 3 years off. Let's go to the next one and see if we can do better. All right. Black and white photo. I don't recognize the flag. Hard to see. It looks like a tank is on fire. Is this a parade? Is this a military parade? And there we have protesters? Or what's going on here? The flag. I don't know. It's a black and white photo, but it doesn't look, it doesn't look like it's 70 years old. The jackets they're wearing or coats look a little more contemporary than, say, World War II. So I'm thinking this is a more recent picture than at first it may seem. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why these guys are on a burning tank. Or did it just start burning? And they are now getting off. That kind of looks like that's what is going on. Now, there is a group of people off to the right side. And again, they look maybe like 80s even. I don't know where this is. Any clue, anybody? Chris, welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's see. Going back. Can we glean anything from anywhere else? What's on this side? I think it is some sort of parade or show of military strength. It looks like there's another tank here on the left, with people sitting atop, on top of it. What is that flag? Like, if we could determine what that flag is, maybe we could maybe determine if there was some sort of world event happening in that country. I can't make it out. I don't recognize it. Yeah, I don't know. What's on? Can we see anything on the building? Not really. This one's kind of tough, but I'm going to lean on the chat here. Let's see. Where's the first guess? Is it a protest? I think maybe it is. It kind of looks that way. New studio. Hey, congrats. Working on it. Jonathan Chong says early 80s. I see four-wheelers. You do? Where were the four-wheelers? Is that the tank? Is that what the tank's called? I don't know. All right, 80s. Good catch there. Mark asks if it's the 1979 Iranian Revolution. I honestly don't know. It could be. Vietnam era, asks Keith, or I guess he's saying it. I don't know. Lisa says, those folks heard about the Country Bear Jamboree change, and they're angry. That's a good one. Let's see. 83 is one of our... Oh, it jumped. Where'd it go? Come on. Here we go. All right. Donna says 82. We've got... it could be a tank or a pickup truck. Could be. Jonathan says 83. Noah says 70. 68 is Sherry's guess. We have an 83, 72, 79, 84. We are all over the place. This is kind of tough. Paul says 90. We've got a guess in the 90s now. Marlene says 75. Rachel says 64. But I'm probably too early. Who knows? This one's tough. Charlie says very 80s Depeche Mode jacket in front. I'm kind of leaning 80s myself. Mark says, I guess the invasion of Czechoslovakia in 68. Really? I don't know. Is that the Czech flag? Because that'd be a nice nugget of info. Good clue. A good find. I don't know. But short of that, it is. That is the flag. Am I going 1968 now? All right, let's do it. If we think that's the flag. I mean, I don't really know any other. All right, survey says 68. Well done. Great catch there. I was way off. Mark comes in like Superman, saves the day. We now have 1,777 points. Our next picture is ridiculous. Okay. We've got a skater in front of some old gas pumps. This now, okay, here. I don't want to be fooled by the gas pumps. This picture is in the portrait aspect ratio, the way our phone would take a picture if we held it straight up. Do you know what I mean? So this picture is shaped, not that you couldn't turn a camera like that back in the day. Let's take a look at the skateboard. It looks like Elvis Costello. That reminds me of Elvis Costello silhouette on the skateboard from one of his album, and I can't think of the name of it. Doesn't matter, but that looks like it could be Elvis Costello from the late 70s. And these gas pumps look like they're from the 70s as well. He doesn't look like he's from the 70s. The tie does. That ski mask, I don't know about ski masks, but he's clearly going for a very specific aesthetic here. How about his shoes? What do we have here? I can't tell. I don't know. It looks like there's Velcro on the bottom of these pant legs. What's on the gas pump here? Nothing. Gasoline contains lead, anti-knock compounds. Okay. All right. When did that become a thing? So leaded gasoline, Chevron, Supreme, and price per gallon. I can't tell. I can't tell what that says. And the other one's covered up, isn't it? So I could do math if the pump had run some, like it says total sale up top and then gallons, but they're both zeroed out, so I can't make that out. And the price per gallon is just too, I can't zoom in enough. But how about this one? Total sale, $8. Somebody bought $8 worth of gas and can't quite see how many gallons. So maybe maybe 20.9 gallons is could that be it? And then somebody's gonna have to do some math for me. Let me zoom out. We do have some red, white, and blue bunting back here, very 1976. What's going on here on the right? As if there's, are these bleachers? No, I don't know. Can't quite tell. Is this dude skateboarding in a bicentennial parade? Or there's no parade at all and I'm just seeing things. Chevron. Or is the bunting not bicentennial at all and they're just chevron colors, blue, white, red, white, and blue? I don't know. He's not decked out like Uncle Sam or anything. I mean, he's that. If this is the 70s, then he is dressing way ahead of his time. It looks very new wave to me, which didn't really take off until the late 70s, early 80s, certainly. Now, Elvis Costello, that was 70s, especially that image of him. If I'm right about that, and I think I am. I can't see what's written on the bottom of his board. Alive or Elvar? It's hard. I can't tell. I can't make that out. Let's turn to let me zoom out and turn to the chat here. That is not Shaun White. All right. All right. This is our John's in college. Nice. Okay. Keith says late 70s to late 90s. So you've put in a 20-year era. Donna says 88. Yeah, those are snow goggles. That's an 80s skateboard. Okay, Ryan, we are now in the 80s, so it's not bicentennial. Ryan guess 87. Jonathan, the skateboard is the large, wide-style boards my cousin had in the 80s. Good call. I only had one skateboard as a kid, and it was very narrow. Not like that at all. I was never a skater. I was very young when I had it. Noah says 78. Marlene says 85. Paul says 86. Nick says 88. Noah says looks like white Nikes, perhaps. I couldn't quite see the swoosh, but maybe it's there. And I thought if it is the 70s, well, that's pre-Nike. But I think you might be onto something. That's a large Nike swoosh near the back of the shoe, maybe. I'm not familiar with that style, but I don't know shoes. Skateboard wheels look like Crypto's 1986. I'm going to take your word for that. Is there a date on the tag on the pump, asks Simba 2. Where's the tag? No, not that I can tell. Good call. Good idea. No. Jonathan says 82. Oh, I already said that. 38 cents. Really? If it's the 80s, maybe $1.38. I don't know. Well, no. I guess it depends when in the 80s. Sherry says 85. We have a 72. It says 0.91 a gallon. Now, is that what that says? Price per gallon? So it's 91 cents a gallon. So when was that? That's 80s. That's an 80s price. Paul says 77. Mark says 76. AWOL skateboard. Oh, is that what that says? AWOL? Oh, thanks. Mark's there with that too. Michelle says 1980. We have an 81. Oh, PTV's back. Do they deserve another chime? I don't know. I doubt it. Yeah, of course. Of course they do. Let's see. Sherry says 85. Simba 2 says 92. Unleaded gas took over in 74. Good to know. This dude does look 80s, but when in the 80s? 85? Let's try 1985. Here we go. Survey says 79. This was tough. Not bicentennial, not 80s. Where did he get a board like that? But you know what? Elvis Costello. Makes sense. There was a lot to process here. Who is this dude? Let's move on. We earned 575 points. We have 2,352. Our fourth picture is another color photograph. I'm very happy about that. It looks like it's in Japan. That doesn't help, but we do have automobiles and mass transit. I don't know if there's anything in English over here, but I'll try to take a look. Lots of signs here. I think our best bet. Well, there's Kodak. When Kodak had that logo, when was that? Was that 80s? I forgot I had coffee. Hang on. That's better. So old Kodak logo. That's something. What about here? No. Oh, a bowling pin. That doesn't tell me anything. In the distance, not really. But our mass transit here. Again, I don't know. Elevated trains like this. Just the monorail at Disney. That's all I know. Okay. Well, let's take a look at some automobiles. Oh, and we have some bikes on the road. Scooters, perhaps. Looking at some of these cars. Again, I don't know what make or model any of these automobiles are. I'm guessing they're Japanese made automobiles, but not necessarily. There's a Wendy's on the left. So from at least the 80s, earliest would be the 80s would be my guess. When did Wendy's make their way into Japan? Not sure. Okay. Is that the whole picture? Let's see. This is our best look at the automobiles. So if you can get anything out of these images, you'll be doing better than me. I don't know. My guess would be somewhere in the 1990s. But just a guess. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, go back here, and then look at the chat. I wonder if there's anything I missed. Oh, well, let's take a look at what you guys have to say. All right. Marlene says 85. Are we talking about this picture? Yeah, probably. Keith says 70s. Nick says 87. We have a 1990. 80s or 90s. 87. Is that this picture? It could be. I think these are guesses for this picture. 2000, it's all I know, says Noah. Toyota Crown cars, I'm guessing if it's Japanese. Okay. PTV says 86. We have a 1992. It is Tokyo. All right. Cynthia, welcome in. We are not starting over. But you can join us right here. All right. We've got, it could be old Singapore. Interesting. I don't know. Singapore will be in my top 15 list today. There's a teaser. Let's see. Mom and Dad say 1980. We have a 1999 guess. This one's tough. It's 8 o'clock already. Holy cow! All right, let's. I think it's in the 90s. Nick in Virginia said 1992, and I'm going to go with that because I don't really know any better, and it sounds as good as anything to me. So, what is it? 97. Good guessing. Great guess. Did anybody say 97 or come close to that? I see an 87, 1990, 92 is our closest guess. 99. No, Rachel said 99. Great guess. Okay, we got 640 points. We have almost 3,000 points. We won't be able to get 4,000 today, but let's see if we can. Let's see how close we can come. Okay. We have an old picture of some old-timey nurses. It says anatomy class with a number in the corner. I don't think that's a date. What's on the table? A model of some sort. Can't tell. There's a zombie on the left about to attack these nurses, and they're not paying attention. Let's see. Are these World War I nurses? Maybe. Anything back there to help us out? What's on the wall? Where is this? I'm thinking, and I don't know. This is before 1930. So that's I'm zeroing in on a date for myself here. Before 1930 would be my guess. But what year? I'm sure there are dates on these certificates on the wall, but I can't see them. Is this a sort of a classroom setting? Very comfortable chairs for the classroom. I don't know. Is that a rib cage on the table? I mean, it could be. What is the instructor holding something in particular? I can't tell. A pelvis or something? I don't know. Could be. It looks like this photograph has been dripped on, or it's spotted. Look at those cabinets in the back. Not that that helps us. Beautiful hardwood floors. I will be relying on the chat. Let me zoom out. Wait. Okay. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Mark says 1905. We have a 1938, 1912, 1918. Another 1918. Okay. Donna says, my guesses have been way off tonight. Frankly, mine have too. Charlie says 1914. Nick says 1915. 1920. We have a 1920. 1924. Wild guess. 1922. This one is difficult, Noah. You're right. And you have a guess of 1934. Mark says 1905. That looks like a cadaver in the stand. Kind of does, doesn't it? And they probably didn't have old plastic, like newly manufactured plastic cadavers, right? Like that might be the real thing. Oh man. Or is that a dude dressed up like Slim Goodbody? No, I don't know. Remember that guy? Let's see, 1905. Sherry says 1915 to 1920-ish. Got some 1920s here. You know what? That's a good number. 1920. I saw that a few times. 3 times. 1920 is in Sherry's range there of guesses. So let's go 1920. Let's see if that's right. Here we go. 1905. Not at all. But Mark guessed 1905. Great guessing. Amazing. And you guessed it twice. And the only one that guessed 1905. We ended up, we only got 117 points for that, but we got something. We did get 3,000 points, 3,109 points there. Even though we don't score our best every week, I do have a lot of fun playing that game. Mark cheated. He found the photo and he cheated. I don't want to cheat. Not terrible. Yeah, a couple of those were really difficult. Let's take an intermission. When we come back, I've got a quick top 15 list, and then I'll say goodbye. But I'll see you in 46 seconds.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons of drive-in theaters.
But
it's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar. Like soft drinks, hot dogs, good hot coffee, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron of this drive-in.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
All right, I turned the gain up on my microphone. Am I a bit louder now? There's nowhere to see on the screen if what my levels are. So it's just a guessing game. Anyway, today's top 15 list, I came across what is the longest flight in the world. So I thought, well, that might make for a bit of an interesting, quick top 15 list. So I did find a website that had the 15 longest international flights. And what's interesting is some of them are longer in miles, but are shorter in flight time. So I'm going to give you the flight, the airline, the distance, and how long, the estimated flight time of that. So here we go. Number 15, Dubai to LA. This is Emirates. The airline is Emirates. The distance is 8,339 miles with an estimated flight time of 16 hours and 20 minutes. Just awful. Number 14, Mumbai to San Francisco. This is Air India, 8,406 miles. The estimated flight time, 16 hours. So even though it's almost 600 miles longer than the number 15 flight, it's 20 minutes shorter. Number 13 is Atlanta to Johannesburg, which is Delta Airlines, 8,439 miles, with an estimated flight time of, this is even shorter, 15 hours and 20 minutes. So an hour shorter flight, but over 100 miles longer. I think that's not much, but interesting. Number 12 is Singapore, there's Singapore, to San Francisco. This is Singapore Airlines and United Airlines both fly this route. It's 8,446 miles. An even shorter flight time here. The estimated flight time is 14 and a half hours. So they're really hauling there. Number 11 is Manila in the Philippines to San Francisco. This is 8,520 miles. It's Philippine Airlines with an estimated flight time of 17 hours. Next, number 10, we have Sydney, Australia to Dallas on Qantas Airlines, 8,576 miles, and it takes 15 hours and 20 minutes. Number 9, and the longest flights in the world, Houston to Sydney, United Airlines, 8,596 miles, with an estimated flight time of 17 and a half hours. Number 8, Bangalore. I'll be honest, I don't know where Bangalore is, but Bangalore to San Francisco, that flight, it's Air India. That might be a clue, Jim. It has a distance of 8,701 miles with an estimated flight time of 17 hours and 40 minutes. That's our longest so far. No, it is. Number 7, Singapore, there it is again, to Los Angeles, Singapore Airlines, 8,770 miles long, estimated flight time of 17 hours and 50 minutes. We're getting longer now. Number 6 is Dubai to Auckland, New Zealand. This airline is Emirates, 8,824 miles, with a shorter flight time than the previous flight. This is only 17 hours and 10 minutes only. Number 5 is Auckland to New York. This is Air New Zealand, and Qantas also flies this. 8,828 miles, estimated flight time of 17 hours and 35 minutes. Our 4th longest flight in the world is Melbourne to Dallas, 8,992 miles. Flight time, Qantas Airlines flies this, 17 hours and 35 minutes. Number 3, Perth, Australia to London on Qantas Airlines We are now over 9,000 miles with an estimated flight time of 17 hours and 15 minutes. The longest flight I've been on is, I think, 5 hours, and that was a drag. Did I say this? Okay. 17 hours and 15 minutes. Number 2, Singapore to Newark, New Jersey. This is Singapore Airlines, 9,523 miles with a flight time of 18 hours and 45 minutes. Number 1, also Singapore Airlines, New York City to Singapore, 9,537 miles. Our longest flight time, 18 hours and 50 minutes. Now, that is currently the longest flight in the world. However, let's see here. There's going to be a new champion. Oh, the longest flight ever, and it's not a regular flight. It happened in March of 2020. It was Air Tahiti Nui. It flew nonstop from Papeete, Tahiti to Paris. That was a length of 9,765 miles. It bypassed its usual stopover in Los Angeles due to pandemic-related travel restrictions in place at the time. That's the longest ever. That record, however, will be surpassed by Qantas in 2025 when the airline launches its 10,573-mile flights between Sydney and London. It will also have a 9,950-mile flight between Sydney and New York. That will happen next year. A flight that lasts, it goes over 10,000 miles. That's crazy to me. All right, everybody. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out with us. I hope you had fun playing the game. I hope I didn't pop your eardrums. I'll be back next week. I'll have another thumbnail. That makes no sense. It has nothing to do with my live stream. We'll play more games. I'll drink more coffee. Maybe have something to eat. I like eating on the live stream. Anyway, that's all I've got today. Until next week, I'll see you around. Good night.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.